You are watching the #1 podcast in the whole entire wrestling community, and I'm one of your hosts, Juanzo.
And I'm your other host, Jean-Paul Leg.
And together we are
Rope Break.
How's every single one of you, family? NXT Halloween Havoc. It is time to talk about this wonderful show. You know, WCW brought it to us, and now NXT is bringing it back. Jean-Paul, what do you think about this show?
Yeah, overall this was a pretty good show. There were some stinkers. Some of the matches didn't really live up to the hype, if there even was hype, like the Cameron Grimes, Dexter Lumis. But, we got a good main event, ran past TV time, which I liked. They gave the women some time, and, good opening match. And, I would say overall this was a pretty good show. I like, a little bit here and there, but we'll get into it when we get there.
That's true. I think it was a pretty decent show. I think, like you said already, I think it's better than Dynamite. So we'll talk about Dynamite, tomorrow. Jean-Paul is going to be going solo. Like he said, like you suck when you talk about Dynamite. So let's talk about Jean-Paul. The theme song for Halloween Havoc is actually our boy Marilyn Manson. So that's really exciting for me, at least. I know you love him too. So this is Don't Chase the Dead. That's the one thing. What do you think about the the scenery? What do you think about
I really like the set and the wheel and everything. I mean, it was cool. I wish just some of the stipulations we got were a little bit better, because they had some cool ones on there, but then we didn't see them. They were just kind of like the basic stipulations. But I like the whole setup and the theme song and everything. They NXT and WWE, their production, they usually go all out, and this was no exception.
Oh, yeah, absolutely right, Jean-Paul. Like, I really like this. It was really cool. And so, we're going to start with, Johnny Gargano and Damian Priest, Jean-Paul, and this for the North American Championship. And this match was pretty good. And like you said, we got our girl right there, Shotzi Blackheart. She's going to spill the wheel and make the deal, right? And we just get Jean-Paul, it was pretty much a DQ. It was the stipulation.
Oh yeah, the Devil's. I think it was like the Devil's Playground. So just no DQ, no count out, falls count anywhere kind of deal. And like I said, all the stipulations you had on there and just all the ones that exist in WWE, you could have did something better. But I mean, at least without the stipulation and just more of a just kind of a free rules wrestling match, they did do some good stuff. It wasn't too gimmicky, but I don't know. Halloween Havoc is the time where you should be really gimmicky, I think. But it was a good match.
If there was a time, this is when you should have done it. I agree with you. And see, this match was good, but it was kind of more than what we've seen before. So kind of I was a little bummed by that, and also for the fact that they went to picture in picture right away. So that really took me out of the match. But I think Gargano, even you heard the 2 minutes. The 2 minutes rule, before they go in the picture in picture. So that was really cool. I really think that this is what ended up happening. But Damian Priest and Gargano, they beat each other with everything. At times, they use as you can see, the trash can. They use also kendo sticks. Damian Priest pull out the bat. I really think that.
Oh yeah, then he put him in the inflatable pumpkin, threw him through a brick wall and everything. And then you see here at the end, he's pretty much, I think Damian Priest is going to hit the Awakening, or the Reckoning. Yeah, and then that, it looks like, what's it, the Ghostface Killer or whatever, from Scream.
The guy from a Scream.
Yeah, he shows up, Courtney Cox, what are you wearing? He shows up.
And Campbell.
And he freaking knocks out, and then he knocks him out. Or, we don't know who's under there. I think it's a guy, but, he knocks him out. And then Johnny Gargano, he gets the tombstone, and then knocks him right off the thing. And then, right through, they had a house or a shed, whatever it is supposed to be haunted set up. So Priest falls right through that. And you knew that after that big bump, you knew it was done. And it was. So, I mean, it was legit.
He also did the tornado DDT, which was cool.
Yeah, off the wheel. Yeah, that was
I thought he was going to go for, the last beat, the stuff that he does. But you said, he pushed him, and then that was it. I think it's Timothy Thatcher, Jean-Paul. I'm going to make my prediction. I think it's Timothy Thatcher because that feud is still right there, is still, alive. Because you know how, he does the classes and all of that. So I really think it's Timothy Thatcher for me.
We'll see, because that's better than my thing, because I was thinking it was going to be Robert Stone. That's better than mine.
Yeah, well, a little better, Jean-Paul. So family, don't forget, thank you for all the subscription, for the comments, everything that you do for us. We're really excited because every single day we just see that, you guys are loving us more and more and more. So Jean-Paul, I see, this was fun, right? For example, how, Big Joseph and Bad News Barrett, right there. You like this, Jean Paul? That was cool.
Oh
I
yeah,
really
that
liked
was, and yeah, it was good. It was a good opening match, and I like how they're on commentary for the whole match, and then after the first match is when Wade's finally like, "What are you wearing?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm Waldo." But no, it was a good opening match, and I like how Gargano won. Priest is legit. Hopefully he has more title reigns. Hopefully NXT champion is in his future. But like I said, I like this with Gargano. But then what we saw in the main event, I kind of don't like it as much, but spoiler alert: Gargano Wade didn't happen.
I would have much wanted like the whole package. Like you said, I would have won that more. But like we also got to see William Regal with Cameron Grimes. Like he's pretty much Grimes is really scared. Mr. Regal, I didn't mean it. Like, hey, come with me. Join me. It's time. So like it's time for like the match. It's like just come. We'll take you for a ride. But then Jean Paul, we get to see Pat McAfee. Like you said, in a few weeks, he's probably the best heel in NXT, and I don't want to say WWE, but at least in NXT, I will say like
definitely in NXT,
is a pretty good heel, and pretty much he tells us why he come back, and he says that like after the match that they had on NXT Takeover 30, he goes like I gave like the best match of the night, and no one, not even Adam Cole, anybody came and congratulated me or say, hey, you did a great job, man, I really appreciate what you did for me. No, neither one of them, Jean Paul. What happened there? So that, as you can see, that's what like caused like more dissension between these two guys, and that's why like pretty much he came back and like he helped out Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, and he was saying that. What do you think of that? Like, did you like that part?
Oh yeah, I just like this promo because everybody was like, oh, I don't get the storyline, what's going on, and like people without two brain cells couldn't figure it out. So Pat McAfee helped those people out. He pretty much said, yeah, Adam Cole was an asshole, he disrespected me, so I had Ridge Holland, lay him out at NXT 31. And then, Ridge was supposed to be my boy. We were supposed to do stuff. And then, these two guys took him out. So then he's like, well, then how about I go with the guys who took out my guy? And at first they were like, no, we're legit. We don't want your money. Then the Undisputed Era beat him. And they're like, okay, how much money you talking? So then, then they teamed up with him.
Yeah.
And then that's pretty much the story. And then what did we see? Kyle O'Reilly came out. And that was good. And he was going to face off against the three of them. And then we hear, dun, 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 dun. And then there he is, the bruiserweight. And I'm not going to go off on this too much. I think he would have been used much better in NXT UK. He could have been the top guy. Doesn't always have to be the champ, but he's always protected, always good. Kind of like an Undertaker, John Cena type role where it's like he's legit, he's the man, he's the measuring stick, besides guys like Walter. But he's here. It looks like it's going to be for a good while, so that's a shame. But, he comes out.
I didn't really like this too much, like you said.
Yeah. But he comes out, and then, he has the chair. He are two chairs, gives one to Kyle, and they're like, oh, okay, legit. Kyle takes a step forward. Pete Dunne, nails him in the back, and they start laying the boots to him. So then we see the new faction, and then, and this was clearly not done. This was clearly not done. This wasn't the original plan. The original plan, obviously, is supposed to be Ridge Holland. So they're like, what's the next best thing? Pete Dunne. That's lit. He's a bigger name than Ridge Holland. It adds a little bit more legitimacy to the group, because of his name value and his fans that he has. So that I understand, but like I said, I think he'd be better used in NXT UK. But now I guess we see the group that's going to challenge Undisputed Era. And like you texted me, this, now their clear-cut Undisputed Era is the baby face.
Their baby faces, Jean Paul. I really think that that's what they want to do with it. And it's going to be, and you can see 4 against 4, right? So we will see this probably in the last takeover in the year. I think it's like in either by the end of November or early December. I think that's when they're gonna have like the last takeover. No name for it. It's just gonna be takeover. So it's finally it's done. No name. So like I think it's okay. I just don't like you said, the use of Pete Dunne. I just would like him like to either like just stay in NXT UK, like representing the brand, and here just be a single, or or come back with instead of like Ridge Holland.
Oh yeah.
They pick me. So talking about like weird like appearances right there.
Do.
I love them. I love the theme song though.
Oh yeah.
With Michael Hayes, that was cool. And he's like, hey, dude, he's your right. So you gotta go with like Cameron. So like they do that, Jean Paul. So now let's go to like our boy, the Legado del Fantasma, and our boy Santos Escobar, which is really cool. He came out with like the ring attire of like Rey Mysterio, kind of something like that, resembling the match that they had at like Halloween Havoc 97, if I'm not mistaken, with Eddie Guerrero. So that's why he was wearing this, and he was gonna fight Jake Atlas, Jean Paul. This was really quick though. This was
sweet,
nothing big on this.
Oh yeah, the right guy won. I mean, if this is the only opportunity Jake Atlas gets, if this was his big opportunity after last week, that's a shame for him. But this really didn't have no build. There was nothing to it. I do like the ring gear, like you said, badass. But and the right guy.
What was the tag?
What on? I think it was Mendoza.
Yeah,
he had the lucha mask on because he like headbutted Atlas or something like that, and he had the price tag on the tag from Spirit Halloween. From Walmart. I'm like, can you cut the tag off? Or like I said to you, is Triple H going to return it and get his $10 back? But the right guy won here, and it was what it was. It was just a little bit like, oh, okay, this is when you can go get coffee, take a shit, whatever.
He did the Phantom Driver. He did it was kind of like the Widow's Bell from Ciampa, like that, and then he just like
a double underhook,
yeah, because he made him land in the. It was on the shoulder or something, and then he pinned him. So, poor Jake Atlas is not even worthy of the Phantom Driver, Jean Paul. But Jean Paul is going to pop for this. I know him pretty well.
There it is.
We're going to be watching live, 4 p.m., for Eastern Pennsylvania, like we are. It's going to be NXT UK Championship match, Walter versus Ilya Dragunov. So, this is going to be exciting, and we're going to be actually doing our video right after the show is over. So Robert is going to be doing that. So Jean Paul is so excited. He says he's not going to sleep tonight. Yeah, get ready for that match. He promised, he wants Ilya Dragunov to win that championship. We'll see what happens. So now finally, Jean Paul, let's go to this. Haunted House of Terror match. Dexter Lumis with Cameron Grimes. So this was more gimmicky, more cinematic, telling a story. Not really a match per se, no moves, not really, two guys fighting each other. It was more like telling a spooky story rather than anything else, right, Jean Paul?
Yeah, this was let's just kind of be funny. It reminded me like I was watching a Halloween movie. Yes. And I mean Halloween, like Michael Myers Halloween, because that's the vibe I get from Dexter Lumis. I know people are like, oh yeah, the serial killer Dexter and stuff, but just the way that Lumis walks around and he doesn't speak and he just shows up randomly like Michael Myers would. So I get the Halloween vibes, and that's what this was. This was just funny. I don't even know if this was any better than the Bray Wyatt swamp fight.
Randy Orton with Bray Wyatt.
I would rate them about the same. The only legit thing I popped for is you kind of have here is when you see some silhouette of some good-looking woman in the shower and Cameron Grimes starts taking his fucking clothes off. He's like, all right, I didn't know Lumis had a sister. He's like, get ready for Cameron Grimes. and he's going to bang the sister or at least take a shower with her in the middle of this thing. And then we see it's like this zombie, straight out of, Resident Evil or something. And then so that, it keeps going on. Eventually they fight and they whatever, then he runs out of there and it's to be continued, and it's
right there. We're in sync. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so this is what it was. Again, a little gimmicky for my taste. I don't think that this is if you want to analyze a match like this, what's the point of analyzing it?
Yeah, but I won't hate on it too much because it is Halloween, and like I did say in the first match, this is the one night where I'll let the gimmicks pass. So
yeah, it's fine. It's that's the concept of Halloween Havoc. I'm kind of doing these things. We get to see our girl like this, right? This is the concept of Halloween Havoc. Or ow. So Mr. Egg, this is legit. Yeah, this was what for me. It was almost going to be the best match of the night because these two girls beat each other with everything. I was absolutely loving this because again, Rhea Ripley showed me that she can have great matches with women her size and her kind of ability. So I really like this, and I really think that I wanted Raquel to win because it's just I think that Raquel should be pushed as good as Rhea, but unfortunately they always have to go with the girl that they love, and like you said, Rhea Ripley is pretty much the Super Cena there. Even Raquel is a little taller than Rhea, as you can see, because we go to the tail of the tape, Jean Paul.
Yep.
I like this. I like this kind of, high signature move. I like all of that.
Oh, yeah, and I like the tail of the tape. It gives a sport-like feel. Wait. No, okay, yeah, this is NXT. I thought AEW was the only one that did this.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But no, this match was really good, but I agree with everything you said. I think Raquel should have went over. And then I think you could have did some, or if, the way that they did it and had Rhea go over, that's when you have Mercedes Martinez, because she's officially out of Retribution. She's coming back to NXT. They just said, when? This would have been the perfect time. She could have attacked Rhea and been like, I'm back, and just, they get another match. And then
you continue the feud, because when she left, he's like, okay, remember, even the old Robert Stone brand was disbanded by that.
Yeah, so I mean, you could easily bring her back and pick that feud up right where it left off. It wasn't too long ago. It's still fresh, and maybe not fresh, but it's still kind of there in everybody's mind. and then that gives Raquel an out because she lost this match, but then and Rhea looks good, but what do you do with her now? But I think Mercedes it would have been a little bit better. But,
we know he loves it, so a little bit of
cake. It's not even my birthday. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. So Raquel, I think that she dominated for half of the match, and she got a lot of chances. I like when she did the superplex. That was cool.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
We knew that Rhea was not going to lose, and that kind of bothers me. That to know that they're always portrayed her that well, and then of course at some point Jean Paul was able to hit a riptide, and 1, 2, 3, and then Rhea just won. But I think Raquel doesn't lose a lot by doing this because Raquel is, hey, you put on a good match with Rhea Ripley. That's pretty much the chosen woman to represent the future of WWE in the women's division. So I don't think actually for her works as a great showing, and she's gonna actually benefit from this loss. For Rhea it's just, hey, we knew they were gonna win. You need to start going from momentum. You need to get momentum. You need to be relevant again because after you lost the title at WrestleMania, you have not been able to gain any momentum. Charlotte, Io, that's why. So Jean Paul, let's go back to anagrams because he's going back to the center, not the performance center, but where they're taping NXT right now. So he's coming back, and then he's gonna continue the match with Dexter Lumis. But before that, Jean Paul, this is the moment that he popped right there.
I love what this is just it was just funny, it was just whatever, but Drake Maverick, I love when he's talking to Mackenzie. He's like, listen here, Mean Gene, and she just shuts him down. She's like, no, I'm not Mean Gene, I'm Mackenzie. And then he's like, can you just play along? And she's like, no.
No. Mackenzie is like, it's Halloween.
And he's like, drink.
Yeah, well, I know a lot of women that do the same thing to us, Jean Paul. Can you please play along? Nope.
Drink. And then so then he gets squashed by the giant and the Yeti, and then Killian Dane comes out as the Shockmaster, and then it was what it was.
Worst debut ever in professional wrestling. Yep. So and then this is what we got, but then they went back to the match with Lumis and Camerograms, so showing almost like the hairs and the balls and the ass right there. Poor Cameron, it needs to come on, man. Wear underwear. At least we can see the underwear.
Yeah, wear the thermal thong at least. It's getting cold out.
Yes, that's right. But this was more of the gimmicky. We got to see zombies. I think one of them was Jen and Carter because I could see the braids, the braids and all that.
Yeah.
So I think that that's what it was.
Well, he hit one of them with a cave-in, so I hope it wasn't her.
Yeah,
that would be legit if it was.
That was good though. I like that. Even Big Joe said, well, he hit one of them with a cave-in, like you said. He's like, oh, so hopefully, he's actually getting some offense. But in the end, Dexter Lumis went for the finisher, the Hanakatame, and that was pretty much it. Cameron Grimes didn't even submit or anything. He just passed out. That's what it was.
Yeah, now see, Lumis would have been my pick, but he is too gimmicky and the way he is. But he would have been my guy for the Pat McAfee group because he's almost the same size as Rich Holland. He's big. He was involved with the Undisputed Era before against them with Roderick Strong. So I would have plugged him in there rather than Pete Dunne. But I think they're definitely pushing him as a baby face because he is over. The people do like him.
Oh yeah. No, I really agree with you. I think that they like him, and they took away the song, which bothers me. But Lumis has because of his character being that intriguing, he can go either way easily.
And this is the one thing I'll say is I could see easily Dexter Lumis being the one who beats Johnny Gargano for that belt.
Oh yeah.
I'll make that prediction right here. So when it happens, Triple H, you're welcome. So
yeah, it's true. Jean Paul, we got 2 promos about matches that are going to happen next week, and that is going to be Tommaso Ciampa and the Velveteen Dream. He says that the NXT has changed a lot from when he was the main guy, when he was dominating, he was the best heel in professional wrestling. Is now everybody's a little soft, and the Velveteen Dream is just being getting in his business. And then he says something about if you get hit by a cast once, you're a fool. And if you get hit by a second time, you're just going to be a dead man. So they're going to have a match, and also we got to see Amber Moon, and Amber Moon also same thing, Jean Paul. Hey, when I was here the first time, Dakota Kai was just a girl, really scared, really nervous of doing anything. I come back and you kind of look like a woman now. So we're going to see who's the best woman out of the two. So we're going to get these 2 matches. So I think already it's going to be a pretty decent show for next week.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for these 2 matches. Ciampa needs to go over. Velveteen Dream, I could care less about him. I was never a fan. Never a fan, and what he did outside of the ring, just it adds to it, but it's not my reason. I was never a fan of his to begin with. But the women's match should be good. Unfortunately, I love Dakota Kai, but she was one that's the same thing like Raquel. It's can I live?
Yeah,
you have legit, you get pushed, but never you never grab that brass ring, as they
Absolutely,
say.
Jean Paul, and also like the main thing is like they have to put over like the girl that returned in this case is
Oh
going to
yeah.
be Ember Moon or Toni Storm whenever she comes
Unless
back.
they want to do something where Raquel costs her the win, and then we see a feud between them two, then that's something you can do with Raquel's. So, well, who knows?
And that will be good. Don't forget, family, check the banner right there. Don't forget to subscribe to the original rubric, the best spot
Do it.
for wrestling. Do it right now, because otherwise you're gonna get spooky dreams.
Like Arnold says, do it now.
Yep, do it now. Exactly. Jean Paul, main event. Io Shirai going against Candice LeRae for the 10,000th time. It doesn't matter how many times it is because we still love it. And Shotzi was supposed to be the one that spin the wheel one more time. Do it again, Shotzi. Change clothes.
Yeah, there it is.
Because we got to see a little bit of the boobies, so that's fine. And then this turned out to be actually tables, ladders, and scares. Not chairs, scares. So this match was absolutely amazing. I really like this, Jean Paul. I really like it. Like this girls has given us really great moments, and I think they have the antics a little more this time.
They with all their
matches fight again, Jean Paul.
Yeah, with all their matches, they put their bodies on the line in a lot of them, and this one was no exception. You and I were both scared, more so me probably. I'm like, are they going to give these women like a 5-minute match? And you're like, no, Jean Paul, they have run over. It's Halloween Havoc. Don't be spooky. And I'm like, oh, okay, legit. So then, they had the run over, and they actually put on a really good show. And I was scared because Damian Priest, you see right there, he had the live, band playing, and then Poppy was here to do.
Poppy.
Poppy, not Poppy, Poppy. She was here to do Io Shirai's entrance. So I'm like, oh man, she's gonna lose.
But
nope.
2 seconds on that. 2 seconds. Could you hear anything that like Poppy was saying? Because to me, like that sounded absolutely god awful. I just
No, I couldn't hear. I don't know if it was just. I don't think that building is set up like the best with all the glass or plexiglass or whatever, like things sound bouncing off it. Yeah, I think the sound bouncing off that didn't sound good. I'm not a sound technician, so I don't know, but I don't think that arena was set up perfect for her, singing. But yeah, I agree.
She kept going. I'm like, really? It's like Metallica with like Lady Gaga, like 3 years ago in the Grammys, like that they are singing and nothing happens. I don't know. But like you said, this is a great match, Jean Paul. Look at this. That was like the stipulation right there. No pinfall or submission, no disqualification or countouts. Climb the ladder and retrieve the women's championship. So it was cool.
Oh yeah, and chair shots all over the place. Candice set up the ladder in a bridge on the announce table, which would come into play at the end of this thing. I like the tables that have the chalk outlines of their bodies, and that was a legit spot. The swinging neck breaker through that.
Oh, the swinging neck breaker was a beautiful.
Yeah.
spot.
Oh, that was legit.
Just because you said that, I give you a little bit of cake right there. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, it's not even my birthday, and I get 2 pieces of cake. What did I do? I'm a good boy, I guess. But
you are a good boy, Jean Paul.
And then this match was really good. I like the spot where did you see where she kind of had the 2 chairs set up? And then they were on the top rope, and then they didn't do that spot. I wonder if Io was like, ooh, I don't know if I could suplex her through that. I might kill her. So she's like, let's not do that.
I like it when she did the moonsault and she missed and she landed on the chairs. That was cool too, right there. Also, Jean Paul, when she did a 619, but then Candice dodged it. And then she kind of Io almost falls, but then she's there right there hooked, and then Candice grabs the chair and
and she hit her, and then she did the dragon screw leg whip with Candice's foot trapped in between the chair. They're really good stuff, good offense, using all the they know how to use this stuff. And then at the end of the thing, we saw the Ghostface Killer. We saw Scream or whoever, he came back out. And
he was trying to help out,
after that swinging neck breaker, so he grabs Candice and does the James Ellsworth with Carmella, carries her up the ladder, and you're like, oh shit, here we go. But it's like, oh, this is going to be good, Gargano way. But then Io comes in and knocks her off, but she knocks her off through.
Shotzi helped out.
Shotzi, that's right. Yeah, Shotzi.
Yeah. Shotzi grabbed the guy that was wearing the mask, the Scream guy, and then boom, she did
did an electric chair almost.
Yeah, an electric chair. Exactly, Jean Paul. Because she did that, and then is when Io cashed in, and then Candice was climbing one of the ladders, but the one ladder was too far away from her to retrieve the championship. She's about to do that, but then Io climbs right away, and then she pushes Candice in one of the best spots of the night, and everybody, this is awesome. And it was the one time that I will actually agree to that statement. Right there. How she landed, it was absolute. I hope she's fine because this girl took a really big risk right there, Jean Paul.
Oh, yeah.
It was a great spot, Jean Paul. So, it was good. And like I said to you, this was good. And then, boom, Io gets the pretty much not all the green light to retrieve the championship right there, Jean Paul.
Oh, it was good. Like, I wanted Candice to win. I thought that would have been good because Johnny won in the opening match. But this is really good for Io. I think she deserves all the wins and the legitimate title reign she gets just from all the work she put in since WWE signed her. She's good, and it's the same thing as Drew. It's like the COVID champion. It's like nobody's there because the crowd loved Io. When there was rumors she was gonna leave, the fans were really like, no, please push her, please don't, we don't want to see her leave. And then, now she's the NXT Women's Champ. And I think that legitimately had something to do with it, with the outcry of the fans. So it sucks that she doesn't have the legit fans in there in the arena to cheer for her. So that's why I think they're giving her the good title reign. And like I said earlier with Gargano, I could see his title reign being really short. I could see Loomis taking that belt from him. Then the Garganos can both be angry together because they're titleless. But overall, I think this was a good show.
I really think that it was a pretty well, crafted show. I think that, and my prediction is they're going to be Dynamite this week. At least I want to see that. Very quick, Jean Paul, before we go off the air, the two things. Will you put candidate of the match of the women's match of the year? This match against Sasha Banks and Bayley, Hell in a Cell.
Which one do I think was better?
Yeah, well, would you put them in the same category? Candidate for match of the year.
I would say I'd probably have to rewatch them again. I think I want to say Bayley and Sasha was better just because it was longer. Okay. You know what I mean? They had the really the good story. If you would have put these two women in the Hell in a Cell, I think they could do a better job than Bayley and Sasha. And that's no offense. I love Bayley and Sasha, but I think that these two, they could, do a better job. But, if going off the matches that we actually have, I'm going to give the edge to Bayley and Sasha.
I'm more willing, and these women are more willing to take this kind of risky spot, so that's good. Hopefully they don't go that risky because it's gonna happen like the poor man that pretty much broke his both legs. For doing an independent show. We will talk about that. Support the guy. He has a GoFundMe. He has already $3,000. He's been already.
Hey, this is the only thing, and this might confirm. We said Undisputed Era is confirmed face. Maybe I'm confirmed heel, but if you look like him with no training, don't be jumping off the ropes.
Yeah, but be careful.
No, you're not. I don't care who you think you are. No.
After this, we hope that Vince changes his mind, Jean Paul, because the only reason that NXT is not part of Survivor Series is because NXT has been losing to AEW every single week. So he's doing that as a petty act. Robert always gives you the exclusives, the most intimate notes about professional wrestling. So Jean Paul, where they can find us in the social media world?
Well, you can find us on Rope Break on Facebook, the OG Rope Break on Twitter, Original Rope Break on Instagram, and of course the Original Rope Break right here on YouTube for the #1 podcast and our home, alleverythingentertainment.com.
Thank you so much, family. We'll see you tomorrow. Jean Paul is going solo one more time. He's kicking me out of the show. It's fine. I know when I need to leave the spotlight for AEW Dynamite, and then we'll be back for NXT UK. So Jean Paul, you and me have one more thing that is left to say, and that is...